my kids are nervous and scared. They don't want to lose their friends. They don't want to move schools. That's heartbreaking.
Right now, Janesville residents coming to the aid of dozens of families after they were evicted from their homes.
Also, an investigation is underway after a plastics facility goes up in flames this morning, forcing several people out of their homes.
And later, with American Girl closing its Middleton office, we take a look back at the legacy of the brand and its impact on the state. You're watching News 3 Now at 6. 28 days. That's how long nearly 100 Janesville families were given to find new homes.
One landlord provided this notice to all of his tenants earlier this month. Now the tenants are finding support in the Janesville community. Maddie Himes reports.
One tenant I spoke with last week said she was terrified of what the month ahead would look like today. She says she felt a glimmer of hope.
Even though the city can't really do anything for us as far as stopping him from being able to evict all of us, at least the city is standing up and saying, hey, we got to help these people.
Much like when I talked with her last week, Jessica Galindo's main concern was on her 3 kids.
I know my kids are nervous and scared. They don't want to lose their friends. They don't want to move schools. That's heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking.
That's why of all the support offered, she was especially grateful for the school district of Janesville.
You know, they will waive the fees if your kids are in their school district. They will help with anything that they can help with, and, you know, making sure that if we have to move out of the district, that they can keep our kids in their schools.
Other offerings provided including housing applications, hotel vouchers, and even legal advice. The city of Janesville declined an interview, stating they wanted to hold focus on the voices of the tenants. They did provide me with a statement reading, in part, quote, "The city is proud to have collaborated with local service providers to assemble a network of available resources for potentially impacted residents. This cooperative community action will allow us to continue communicating and coordinating services with those who need them." Galindo says she still doesn't know what her next steps are, but her kids are keeping her hopeful at home. Her youngest son even provides some words of wisdom.
He'll pick up his 17-year-old brother and he'll pick up his 7-year-old sister and say, you know what, Mom's got this.
Tenants I spoke with told me they're grateful the city is showing up for them when they need it most. Moving forward in Janesville, Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
To continuing coverage out of Albion, where a business there is considered a total loss after a fire early this morning. According to Lakeside Fire Chief Randall Pickering, because the Vico Plastics building is metal, that made it feel like a pressure cooker with the intense heat. He says they don't know the cause of the fire yet, and the team is still working to find out.
When we talked with the owner, they were in production during the day yesterday. We do have our investigator, the county-wide investigation team on its way. So we'll be getting them in there so they can start taking a look and see if we can pin it down to an area of origin and then try to figure out what the real cause was.
The owner of the business spoke to News 3 Now briefly on the phone and said he spent the early hours of this morning trying to contact employees and figure out what's next.
It has been nearly 7 years since the deadly explosion at Didion Milling in Cambria. And now 2 of the senior employees of the plant are serving prison sentences. A federal judge sentenced Derek Clark, Didion Milling's former vice president of operations, and Sean Mesner, the former food safety superintendent, to 2 years for falsifying records and obstructing the investigation. Those records made the plant's air seem much cleaner than it actually was to inspectors. The explosion was caused by an excess of corn dust in the air, which was not reported to safety officials. Chilly temperatures for now. Milder temperatures are on the way, but it'll take a bit. Here's your first one forecast and chief meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Yeah, I think tomorrow will be cold, but we'll start the warm up on Sunday, and by Monday we're back into the 40s and maybe hit 50 by the middle of next week. As we take a look at Doppler track, there were a couple of flurries earlier this afternoon. Skies are actually starting to clear, and all the flurries now moving down to the south of southern Wisconsin. High temperatures today on the chilly side. Madison didn't make it up to 30 today, whereas Janesville hit 32. Right now, temperatures have dropped into the 20s. Madison 24. We're already seeing teens to the north and west out toward La Crosse. Here in Dane County, everybody's above 20, but but not by all that much. 27 right now in Edgerton, 26 in Middleton, but already 22 degrees in Sauk City. Otherwise, look for skies to become mostly clear. Temperatures will drop to about 16 by 10 p.m. Later on, I'll take a look at how long that mild weather will last once it warms up for next week.
All right, Gary, thank you. At this hour, we are still waiting to see what Governor Tony Evers will do with the state's legislative maps. Republicans this week handed him a proposal, and he has until Tuesday to sign or veto the bill. The maps were a compromise. Republicans actually passed maps drawn by Governor Evers. The GOP wants to avoid the liberal state Supreme Court choosing the maps instead, and we'll look more closely at that debate on this week's edition of For the Record.
What would be kind of the best case scenario for Republicans here, if there is one?
I mean, there are various sort of legal tricks that they could try to play, but I think they're really running out of options. And I think that's because of the election of a liberal majority in the Wisconsin Supreme Court that put us in this position.
You can see more from that conversation this Sunday at 10:30 on For the Record.
First Lady Jill Biden discussing education in Green Bay this afternoon. Today, she visited the Rail Yard Innovation District to highlight how her husband's administration's policies are benefiting students across the country. After that, a roundtable discussion was held on the efforts to expand career-connected learning in high school and college. Today's visit marks the First Lady's second trip to Green Bay in more than 4 months. American Girl may be leaving Wisconsin, but the legacy of the brand and its founder aren't going anywhere.
That's right. The brand announced the closure of its corporate office in Middleton yesterday. Tonight, our Braden Ross takes a look at the rich history of American Girl here in Wisconsin. Braden?
That's right. American Girl dolls are a childhood staple for many people, but the brand also has become a Wisconsin icon. Here's how.
I had a Molly, which I received on Christmas Eve when I was 9 years old.
It's an experience many 90s kids can relate to, and author and historian Mary Mahoney is no exception. But for her, American Girl wasn't just a doll. It shaped who she would become as a woman.
To me, that was my journey into learning about history and how it's made and why it matters and what it could mean if girls were at the center of those stories.
Mahoney has spent much of her career studying the history of American Girl, a company that was founded by Pleasant Rowland in 1986 right here in Middleton.
She went to the mall, very 80s of her, to buy a present for one of her nieces and was appalled at what she saw at a toy store. She did not like Barbie. She thought that most toys directed at girls were asking them to grow up too soon. She thought Cabbage Patch dolls were, quote, ugly.
A trip to Colonial Williamsburg sealed the concept for Rowland's new doll brand, one focused on history and girlhood. The brand was a quick hit. Just 4 years later, in 1990, the brand sold $77 million worth of product. As the company grew, Rowland gave back to the community, including donating overstock and returned inventory to the Madison Children's Museum for the annual American Girl benefit sale, which ran for more than 35 years before the last sale in 2023.
People describe like sleeping in their cars to be able to buy these dolls, you know, the next day when the sale started. I imagine with the office being shut down and sort of like the final knell of it leaving Wisconsin, like there's a loss of that local history of people, you know, specifically traveling to Wisconsin to buy these dolls in that situation.
In 1998, Rowland sold the brand to Mattel and shifted her focus to philanthropic work. Her legacy is still felt across the city, from concerts on the square to the Monona Terrace to the Overture Center.
American Girl retained their corporate offices in Middleton. Until now, the closure will impact about 30 employees.
Braden, thank you. Today is the last day you can nominate a veteran for the Spirit of Service Award. News 3 Now and Vortex will give the winner $5,000. To nominate a veteran doing good in your community, just head to channel3000.com and find this story. And then tell us in 1,000 words or less why your nominee should win. We'll announce the winner next month on News 3 Now this morning. Still ahead, where rock enthusiasts can go to listen to an upcoming concert without worrying about getting home late at night.
Plus, it was a successful trivia night for Andy North and friends. Find out how much they were able to raise for cancer research when News 3 Now at 6 returns.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
We're often asked,
is it really free to hire Gruber Law Offices?
The answer is yes. The call, the consultation, free. You pay nothing until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
FlexSteel is furniture that comforts. Furniture for living. Furniture with a heart of steel. Save big during our FlexSteel authorized sale, going on now at Waunakee Furniture, ETC.
Discover new opportunities together in a new Chevy.
Meet up in an award-winning Equinox. Lend a hand in the Silverado with up to 14 available camera views. Or mix it up in the tracks with an 11-inch diagonal display screen. Find the Chevy that's right for you. Get 2.9% financing on all Silverado 1500 models. Or get $5,000 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Race to savings at Menards. Find your style with Patriot Lighting. Shop the largest in-stock selection of interior lights with over 350 lights, priced under $100. This Gina LED wall light is $34.99. Brighten your space with Sylvania True Wave LED bulbs. True Wave closely mimics natural sunlight and features superior dimming control, helping you see and feel better. Right now, get a $10 rebate when you spend $40 on True Wave LED bulbs.
Race to savings now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
FlexSteel is furniture that comforts, furniture for living, furniture with a heart of steel. Save big during our FlexSteel authorized sale, going on now at Waunakee Furniture ETC.
This small southern Wisconsin town found its identity through some of the biggest names in American history.
There's no other city of presidents.
See how Cuba City made a new name for itself as the City of Presidents. Monday at 6. Moving forward.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward.
If you love live music but hate being home late, a new matinee series in Madison might be your solution. Max Inc. radio founder Rocker says he had an overwhelming response to hosting rock shows at an earlier showtime. So this Sunday at noon, you'll be able to catch the Apologists, the German art students, and El Dunk at the High Noon Saloon.
This offers their fans a chance to go see them in the daytime and, like I said, make it home for dinner.
For more music coverage on our website, go to channel3000.com.
The Andy North and Friends Trivia Night numbers are in, and they are record-breaking. Andy North and Friends raised $122,000. That's $22,000 more than the previous record. All of this money will go to cancer research at the UW's Carbone Cancer Center, and since its foundation back in 2008, Andy North and Friends has raised more than $16 million for cancer research. The Madison Magazine still accepting nominations for this year's Best of Madison. You can nominate a person, place, or thing from a variety of categories, including food, the arts, and entertainment, fitness, and much more. The Best of Madison poll will qualify vote-getters residing throughout Dane County, but also other counties, including Rock, Columbia, Dodge, and more. You can nominate once a day in each category until the end of the month. Find out more details on how to cast your vote at channel3000.com. When we come back, why owners of hybrid and electric vehicles will need a new kind of license plate sticker.
Also, Wisconsin lawmakers looking to crack down on drunk driving, how a new piece of legislation aims to prevent future incidents on the road.
Plus, a brief cool down before another warm-up. Gary's weekend forecast after the break.
Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $40 you spend this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's a 25-cent fuel saver for every $40. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Don't delay. The Brothers Maine President's Day sale is happening now. Save store-wide on top brands like Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, and Amana. We have the area's largest selection and lowest prices guaranteed. Feel like family. Brothers Maine.
Sockberry Healthcare is here to help. To help with your shoulder pain,
your knee injury,
that hip that bothers you,
with your foot or ankle pain.
We focus on quality.
We focus on results.
And take time to listen.
So that your care is the best care. For you.
You. You. You.
For you. We're here for you.
Sauk Prairie Healthcare Orthopedics. Listening, healing, caring. It's in our nature.
Do you feel stuck in a cold and drafty home? Well, there's a better solution than just turning up the heat. Because heating your home is by far the most expensive part of your energy bills. At USA Insulation, we fix cold homes. Most houses are built with builder's grade insulation. So when we fill your walls with our high efficiency foam, your house stays warm without turning up the heat, which saves you a lot of money. And right now, we can insulate your home for as little as $99 per month.
USA Insulation.
It's better than ever. Over 350 booths and 25 seminars at the Wisconsin Fishing Expo, February 23rd through the 25th at the Alliant Energy Center, Madison. Deals from legendary manufacturers and unique vendors not found in stores, plus dozens of boat dealers. Kids' activities include trout pond, casting competitions, bow fishing, kids bingo, and more. Prize patrol giveaways every day. WIFishingexpo.com. Sponsored by Wisconsin Outdoor News, Daiwa, Don's Marine, Blackfish, and Lucas Oil.
Your logo can identify your company, inspire your customers, and energize your team. We're 4imprint, and we can help your logo create moments that matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain. Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $40 you spend this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's a 25-cent fuel saver for every $40. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward.
Wisconsin has some of the country's highest rates of drunk driving, with nearly 26%. A quarter of drivers admitted to getting behind the wheel while under the influence.
But at the same time, we have some of the most lenient drunk driving laws. Ellie Nakamoto-White breaks down the latest legislative push to change that.
In Wisconsin, every 2 hours, somebody's life is affected by drunk driving.
It's only a matter of time when you're out on the road before this is going to affect you or somebody that you love, and this is entirely preventable.
According to lawmakers in 2022, about a third of all traffic-related deaths in the state were due to impaired driving, and more than 23,000 Wisconsin drivers were convicted of an OWI offense.
Over 770,000 Wisconsin drivers have at least one OWI. That's about 1 in 5 drivers across our state.
Plus, officials say those first-timers are estimated to have driven impaired at least 80 times before they were caught.
If we are not going to be stopping preventable deaths, what are we doing here?
So how do we lower those numbers? Well, this is one state lawmaker's suggestion.
The device will analyze the sample and provide the end user with the results.
This is an ignition interlock device, or an IID.
Interlocks have prevented over 410,000 attempts to drive drunk, with a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08 or greater in Wisconsin.
Right now in Wisconsin, they're put in cars owned by drivers who have been convicted of 2 OWIs with BAC levels of 0.15 or higher. All you do is blow, and once you pass, your car will start.
The camera has a full view of the entire cab. Anybody testing other than the driver is recorded.
This new legislation would put them inside cars for all drivers convicted of an alcohol-related OWI.
Take a bus, take a Lyft, take an Uber, find another way home.
In Milwaukee, Ellie Nakamoto-White, CBS 58 News.
Meanwhile, the Wisconsin DOT says it'll start sending out new license plate stickers to drivers who own electric and hybrid vehicles. Anyone who already owns a hybrid or EV will automatically be sent those stickers in the mail, and they should receive them by June. If you buy a hybrid or EV this summer, you'll get the stickers with the new license plates. The DOT says the stickers should be placed in the upper right corner of each standard size license plate. Last year, a new law was passed requiring all hybrids and EVs to have license plate stickers as a safety precaution for first responders. The DOT says there's no need to contact the DMV to get those stickers. State records show there were nearly 146,000 hybrids and EVs on Wisconsin roads last year. The cold returns for just a bit, then temperatures will warm back up. Here's Gary, a complete look at your forecast.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been this cold. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. High temperatures will be in the lower 30s for tomorrow. Today, we didn't even hit 30 degrees in Madison. The last time we were this cold was January 21st, when the high was 20, the low was 4 below 0. Since then, we have not had a day where the high temperature has been below 32 degrees till today, and we haven't had a low temperature below 20 degrees above 0. That just shows how unbelievably mild it has been since that cold spell after the winter storms in mid-January. It's also going to be dry. Very little precipitation expected through next week and in next weekend as well. And above normal temperatures return for next week and next weekend. If we look at the high temperatures over the next 10 days, 31 for the high tomorrow. That's about where the average high of 32 is. But even though the average high gets up to 35 at the end of the 10-day period, we're looking for highs in the lower 50s on Wednesday, and generally in the 40s or upper 30s for that whole time period. Farther out into the future, 8 to 14-day temperature outlook. This takes us through the beginning of March. Above normal temperatures, highest probabilities right in the center part of the country, including where Madison is. Going a little farther into the future, the new Climate Prediction Center monthly outlook for the month of March, calling for above normal temperatures through much of the northern part of the United States, including Madison. Even farther out into the future, this is the Climate Prediction Center seasonal outlook for meteorological spring, which is March, April, and May. Guess what? Above normal temperatures still in the same general area. The La Nina or the El Nino weather pattern is starting to break down, but still the influence of it is going to be on us, at least for the foreseeable future. Above normal precipitation expected. That's mainly going to be beyond our 10-day forecast. And then for March, near average precipitation, wetter than normal in the southeast and western parts of the country. And then as far as precipitation for spring, the southeastern part of the country should be wetter than normal. The Pacific Northwest expected to be drier than normal. Weather track right now, just cold. We've got northerly winds, not only near the ground but aloft. A weather system to the south bringing snow from Indiana into Ohio and eventually into the mid-Atlantic states. But for us, it's just breezy and cold with winds out of the north, not only aloft but also near the ground. And that will drop our temperatures to below normal for another day or so. Planning your night, temperatures around 9 p.m. already in the upper teens. We drop to the middle teens by the time we get to midnight with clear to partly cloudy skies, down to about 12 degrees by 3 a.m. and by early tomorrow morning down to around 10. A few places could be in the upper single digits, and wind chills could be down to about 5 degrees below zero. Planning your night across Dane County, look for a low of 13 in Cross Plains, 14 in Roxbury, and 11 for the overnight low in Brooklyn. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, low of 14 in Prairie du Chien, 13 in Lone Rock, and 12 in Wautoma. For tomorrow, look for skies to be partly sunny. Not quite as cold. It'll be breezy. High temperature at 31. That's not a big warm-up, but that first one 7 to 10-day forecast shows a high of 38 on Sunday, mid-40s Monday, upper 40s Tuesday, and lower 50s on Wednesday. But you're not going to see much in the way of precipitation. Just a slight chance for a rain shower on Wednesday, maybe a couple of flurries on Friday, but dry through next weekend. The better chances for rain is going to come beyond the 10-day forecast at the end of next week.
Well, it is the first Friday during Lent, and that means two words. Fish fry. Now in Wisconsin, that first Friday is now an official holiday. Today, Governor Evers issued a proclamation declaring February 16th, 2024 as Friday Fish Fry Day throughout the state. In it, the governor notes the long history of the Friday Fish Fry dating back to the 1800s. They also helped keep taverns and breweries open during Prohibition. You can see the entire proclamation on channel3000.com.
And coming up in sports, there's a top 5 showdown on the ice tonight. We're live in Laban with what this border battle series means to the Badgers. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you quality name brand workwear and footwear because we get you. From the farm to the job site to your own backyard, we have great deals on your favorite rugged styles for spring. Right now, earn $50 in Carhartt bucks when you spend $200 on Carhartt gear, $100 off these men's cat work boots. And while you're in for workwear, save on 5 gallons of Blaine's diesel oil, $64.99. Rewards members save an extra $5. We get you what you need because we get you at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Want to instantly look more attractive, years younger, and even healthier? The solution is whiter teeth. Even teeth that are just a little yellow are a problem. They rob your appearance, make you look older, and can hurt your confidence. But you love coffee and tea, maybe even wine or smoking, and all of them stain your teeth and make them yellow. It's time you discovered Power Swabs, the fast 5-minute revolutionary treatment.
The first time I tried it, I was so surprised. My husband was so excited that he wanted to run out and get it. He said, "What have you been trying?" I said, "Well, I've tried this product called Power Swab." And he said, "I can't believe how white your teeth are." So from that point on, I've been sold.
My absolute favorite thing was how easy it was. It takes literally less than 5 minutes.
Power Swabs has made a really big difference in lifting the stains and making my smile more beautiful.
Power Swabs are guaranteed to whiten your teeth up to 2 shades after the first application. And after 5-minute daily treatments for the next week, your teeth will be an average of 6 shades whiter. Plus, unlike other whitening methods, Power Swabs will whiten natural teeth and remove stains from veneers, bonding, caps, and crowns. Power Swabs are easier on your gums and cause less sensitivity.
I've used strips and trays, and they both gave me really sensitive teeth. With the Power Swabs, I've been using them for a week and nothing. I had hot coffee this morning and ice cream last night and no problems.
It's time to discover what you've been missing. Now, it's your turn to get started with Power Swabs.
I like my smile. I like my smile after finishing the Power Swabs.
This is a Power Swab smile.
This is a Power Swab smile.
This is a Power Swab smile.
Call, go online, or scan the code on your screen right now to receive 50% off this Valentine's Day. You'll also receive the Power Swabs Stain Out Quick Stick, absolutely free. And in addition, you will also get free shipping. Order right now and take the Power Swabs 5-minute challenge. If your teeth aren't a full 2 shades whiter after your first application, simply return it and you'll get your money back.
Regardless of their record or rankings, the border battle is always huge. Then you throw in the fact that both teams are ranked in the top 5 in the country. This rivalry just means more. Andrew Banstra got to Laban early for this one. And Andrew, this series is a massive one for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah, Zach, that's exactly right. The Badgers haven't lost a game at all since December 8th. The women are winners of 13 straight games, but that last loss on their record, it came at the hands of these same Gophers. Of course, that leaves a bad taste in the Badgers' mouth. This series, it's not just important for standings, it's for pride. It's 2 top 5 teams in the country that simply put don't like each other, which in turn has helped grow the sport.
I'll never forget us beating them for the first time. It was the best feeling, and I think when it goes the other way, when we lose, it's honestly like the worst feeling. So a lot of emotions, but yeah, we're just going to stick to our game and try to keep it cool-headed throughout the entire weekend.
This past year, when we were up there in December, they had 2 of their biggest crowds ever. It's going to be similar to here Friday and Saturday night, and that puts a smile on my face because a lot of people are going to get a chance to enjoy some great female and women's hockey.
And they're not just teaming up to grow the sport every time that they play each other. This weekend, they're teaming up to raise awareness for mental health. Both teams will be wearing a green ribbon on their helmets. Zach?
Well, the Wisconsin men already in action in Game 1 of their series at Ohio State. After one, Badgers and Buckeyes are scoreless. John Blackwell was back at practice on Thursday for the first time in nearly 2 weeks. And after missing the last 2 games, the freshman guard says he'll be good to go on Saturday. And that's good news for Wisconsin's bench. He's averaging just under 8 points per game. And this missing games thing, well, that's something new for Blackwell.
It's crazy. I've never missed a game in my high school career or my even in my AAU days with the injury. So, like, it was like, wow, maybe you really do got to take care of your body. So, like, it's been a little different. So I'm pretty sure, like 90% sure I'm playing Saturday.
And for more Badger basketball, Wisconsin Huddle starts in 4 minutes, 5 minutes. So
this would be a nice one to get on the road tomorrow in Iowa City, but it won't come easy.
They need one. They just, the law of averages says they have to win on the road.
Especially on the road, eventually. Got to get one. Gary, final check of the forecast.
You know, it's been kind of a cloudy day today. The time lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam shows thin cloudiness. You can see the sun through the clouds much of the day. But then as we got into the later part of the afternoon, started to see some breaks in the clouds. And now skies will start clearing, and that will allow temperatures to really drop off. Right now, Madison is at 24, 25 in Middleton, but temperatures already in the teens out toward La Crosse area. And then you factor in the winds, and guess what? The wind chill in Camp Douglas is 1 below 0. We could see wind chills down to about 5 below 0 here in Madison by early tomorrow morning. Otherwise, look for skies to be mostly clear this evening. Temperatures will drop off to about 16 by 10 p.m.
Gary, thank you, and thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.